Welcome to the Tales of Africa podcast in collaboration with One Stop Block Africa. Today we have Ghana's legendary comedian, social commentator, and political satirist who is here to share his life story with us. And we ask all these questions on behalf of all the young Africans who grew up watching him, who admired the things that he does. So he's here to share an exclusive interview with us. So you are welcome, people sitting here, popularly known as KSM. You are welcome to the Tales of Africa podcast in collaboration with One Stop Block Africa.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be interviewed by young ones like you, who grew up when I was doing TV. It's always a pleasure to meet you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm sure our viewers are itching to hear from you. So we want to know, please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just anything you think we should know about you as a person.
Well, I'm very proudly called the youngest old man in Ghana.
Wow.
It's a title I hold on to dearly.
Yes.
The youngest old man in Ghana. And most of the times when people ask me about myself, all I say is that I am a very ordinary person with extraordinary passion. That's all.
Very ordinary person.
Very ordinary person with extraordinary passion. Yeah.
Yes. That's great. That's really great. So please, how did you get into comedy? Yes. I know you probably get asked this question a lot, but it's something you want to know.
The funny thing is, technically, I'm not even a comedian.
Wow.
You know,
this is a revelation.
When you're defining who a comedian is, I don't fit in to the extent that comedians, I can name them, you know, the DKBs, the funny faces, OB, they come out funny.
Yes.
Yeah, naturally, they just come out funny.
Okay.
You know, I can be funny, but I have to sit down and write it and plan it before I am funny.
Okay.
You know, so technically, I'm not as gifted as many of the comedians out there. I just happen to learn the craft of how you can develop comedy.
Okay.
And that's all I've been using. I've been using the craft of comedy and pretending to be a comedian.
But you've entertained a lot of young people and generations, and your style of comedy has impacted a lot of people in Ghana. Growing up, we used to sit behind the TV on Sundays right after church and watch KSM, and we are always entertained. You use as some sort of satire in your comedy that's really intriguing. And what prompted you to get into that style of comedy?
Very good question indeed. The style of comedy is quite different from what we naturally see on the stage.
Very true.
A comedy is stringing together a series of jokes. So I come here, I talk about my father, you laugh. Okay, then my mother, you laugh. I can talk about my uncle. Oh, then I talk about my feeling. Just a string of jokes, and each one of them is funny. That's comedy, you know. But what I do actually is not a string of comedies. I do a one-man play. Technically, a one-man play has a beginning, it has a middle, and an end. It is one story. You know, with characters that connect the story till it ends. Okay, so that is what I do with stand-up. From my drama background, I know how you develop a one-man play. You know, and because I have a sense of humor, I will develop the one-man play and inculcate lots of comedy in it. And because it's one person on stage, you know, Daniel reviewed and said, when I came the first time, and I did my first one-man play called Saga of the Tenny. I don't know about the phone. Actually,
I was probably not born by then.
This was actually Saga of the Tenny. The first one was in 1998. If you remember, when we were a baby. I don't think
I was a baby.
That was actually the year I was born.
That was the year you were born. Can you imagine? First when I did my first stand-up one-man play in Ghana. And because it was a one-man play and I did it alone, too many people, I stand up. So the brand didn't have stand-up comedy, you know. But technically it isn't. And so when people ask me sometimes that, like I said, you alone, you get on the stage for 1.5 hours, and maybe how do you do it? that I let them know that it's because luckily I'm not doing a string of funny things. I'm telling a story.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so what they're listening to is a story.
Okay.
The saga of the retaining was a story. A fiasco war.
Yes.
If you
I
were
remember
born.
that one.
That's a story. You know, Saturday Sisi is a story. So there are all these stories that I write and put out there in a 1-month performance.
Okay.
But it looks like stand up. You know, hey, since Ghanaians call it stand up and they will pay to see, hey, I can't complain.
I remember you used to play different characters. It's just you, but you put on some sort of attire, costumes that play certain characters, and you used to maybe, if I'll say it, lash out at certain political figures or people in society that you feel aren't doing what they are supposed to do. So I want to ask you whether you've kind of fallen in trouble because of your style of comedy before. If you've fallen in trouble before.
For me to say no.
Wow.
You know, but many times people tell me, didn't this person call you? Didn't this person get upset? You know. But no, unfortunately, no. You know.
Not even a threat.
Pardon?
Not even a threat.
Not so far. The threats have come that I've gotten a few threats. But they didn't come from my stage comedy or something different. You know. There's something in my craft that I call combining gravity and levity. You know,
Physics.
yeah, combining gravity and levity, and that's the gravity is the serious stuff. The very, very serious stuff. That's the gravity. The levity is the little light stuff that I jokes, you know. But I have to come up with a way to combine them both, so that even if I'm hitting you hard, I do it within levity. So even if you are there, you probably laugh with everybody else. You know? So far, no, I haven't gotten into any trouble at all.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Because there are comedians who have fallen in trouble.
Yeah,
because
it's just the combination of levity and gravity.
Yes.
Sometimes, if you don't strike the balance well, you get into trouble. You know. But most of the comedians do that. They balance it nicely. But it needs a lot of balance. You know, too.
I believe your style, even if the person wants to come at you, the person will look a certain type of way, because no one will see it as backlash in the way you put it. Although you are hitting at maybe controversial issues or serious issues, the way you are able to frame it, the person knows if he comes at you, it will bring a lot of negative reaction towards him instead of you, rather. So I believe your style is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to your craft. Okay, so you said you're not a natural comedian per se, and then you're able to tell a story, able to string along the whole thing that revolves around the story, and you are very unique in your field. And we don't see a lot of people after your order, even after you've come and gone over the scene, been there for decades. But we don't see other people come after your order. Is it because it's a very difficult field to enter, or what do you think that is so?
I think because it's a different style of comedy.
Okay.
So there are all these comedians out there now, but they're doing different kinds of, their approach to comedy is different from my approach. You know, mine was to develop a whole storyline and then infuse in it certain themes that I wanted to project. You know, so I had to really take my time. You know, I never did jokes for joke's sake. Even if I had you laughing, there was some integral meaning in the laugh, you know. So I think it's a choice. I think it's a choice that comedians choose. Let's go this way, and that's the choice they have made. You know, mine was different, and I haven't seen anybody do the kind of stuff that I used to do. But I go to their shows all the time. I laugh, you know. I enjoy it, you know. Obi keeps me laughing. Obi can let me bust out, you know. I enjoy it.
So,
you know,
it's just a follow-up question. So, did you have any competitors during your heydays?
Oh, unfortunately, or fortunately, during my heydays, I was like the only one. Before I came on the scene, Fritz was been in the scene, but they had just sort of tapered off, and so was Tommy and Forsen, but both of them had tapered off somewhat. So when KSM emerged at the time, it was only me. You know, there was the kind of comedy that I was doing there, it was only me. Because there were many other comedians, there was Nkomo there, all the slapstick comedians were all there. But in terms of the, which I would call it intellectual comedy I was doing, it was only me. So for, I think about 10 years, I didn't have any competition. It is different now though.
Yes.
You know, right now we have at least, I can think of at least 10 people who are comedians, who are doing great. You know, when they perform, you see a whole string of them. In my time, it wasn't like that. You know, so I enjoyed the monopoly for a while.
Yes, you're a trailblazer, actually.
Sorry?
You're a trailblazer.
I was blazing the trail, yeah. And I'm very happy when I meet the G comedians. Most of them have gone to university. Most of them are graduates, you know. And most of them will tell you that I inspired them. They realize that, hey, so you can go to college. I had my master's degree and everything. And there I was at the National Theatre entertaining people. So it struck them that concept of comedy in the past, you know, they started realizing that no, that was really wrong calculation. They can really say it and laugh about it, but they know it takes a lot of effort to do comedy. And I've seen them all, you know, some of the things they do, we can tell them, listen, this guy has really thought about it before they do it.
Yeah.
So I think if there's any claim to fame that I would answer on is that I really inspired a whole new group of comedians who are very, very well educated, but decided, look, comedy is our thing. You know, Obi is a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah. The rest of them are university graduates. Some of them are not, but I'm saying that.
Yeah.
I think I helped open that door.
Yeah, truly. And in the modern era also, there has been a sort of a transition towards more of skit making and these short videos in terms of comedy, in the comedy space. So, if you've noticed, some of these comedians or these skit makers depend on sort of sexualization and some other aspects of comedy that many people don't find too educative. Would you say there's more market for that sort of comedy now than the more educative version that you were doing?
Oh, definitely. Unquestionably, you know. Oh yeah, there's a big market for that. You know, the audience loves that.
Yeah.
You know, the audience loves you to be raunchy and hit hard and do what you want to do. They love it. You know. So I think there's a big market for that. You know, I can't compete in that market because I do a different level of satire and all that things. You know, so little I shoot a place here at the Cactus Creek. I have a little theater there. Sometimes when I get in the mood, I'll do my own small play. They'll come from Accra, come and enjoy, you know. But
I should visit sometime.
Sorry?
I should visit sometime.
You should. Actually, you're one with me. Yeah, take a few shots of English. Yeah.
So just a follow-up question to what my brother Gerald just said. So it seems a lot of skit makers now are pandering. They are pandering to the lowest common denominator, doing skits and comedies that the average person, so to speak, can be able to understand and grasp and laugh about. And we see these skit makers able to, after one or two skits, you see them buying cars, buying mansions. Is the comedy industry that lucrative? What are your thoughts?
Well, I really shudder to think that you can do skits in Ghana and buy a mansion. But who am I? Maybe the skits are so popular they can afford mansions. But from my experience today, with my understanding of what kind of industry we are in, for me it will be very difficult for me to sit here and say you can do a few skits and then buy a car or buy a mansion. I don't know. It could be such a funny person that can get Range Rover that I want to associate with you. You know, I'm just saying. So Range Rover says, "Hey, you come along. I want to associate with the shoes you do. We'll give you a car."
Okay.
You know, and that happens. You know, that happens. So you never know what arrangements some people have done. You know, I've just said that it's very difficult to convince me that you can do skits and raise so much money that you can buy the kinds of expensive cars that you claim. You see, I don't see them in a way.
Yeah.
You know, the comedians that I meet, they are all very, very, very regular folk. They are working some of their cars and things, but I don't see that.
The flashy.
The flashy opulence. I don't see it yet.
Yeah. So, would you as a follow-up question to what he asked, would you say the media platforms or the social media platforms that have popped up nowadays, like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, would you say it has given the new comedians a bigger platform? It has made it more lucrative because there are incentives for creators on those platforms like YouTube. There's monetization on Facebook, there's monetization on Instagram, even TikTok has monetization now. Would you say these platforms has made comedy more lucrative?
Definitely. Thank God for social media, man. You know, if you're a comedian now and you're not making your mark, it's just because you don't understand social media. Because once you understand social media and you grasp the reality of social media and you know how to place yourself on social media, you will get the attention. Very important. If you're not getting the attention, it means you're not doing it right. Or you're just not as funny as you think. But if you're really funny and gifted, trust me, social media can push you so far, you may be wondering, wow, how did I get so far?
Because you've seen people like Rasneni make great strides through social media. He has made a massive impact on comedy in Ghana just through YouTube.
Yes.
He's even doing better now than when he was a
exactly.
actor.
So if you're a really serious comedian, not even comedian, any creative artist, and you don't understand how you can manipulate social media or take advantage of social media, you are lost. Because everything is on social media. You know, I gave a speech to some young guys some time ago and I said there's a new country. The name of that new country is online. If you want to be a citizen of this country, go and learn how you can be online and take advantage of online. So,
because even I've seen you have a solid online presence. I've seen multiple TikTok videos where you educate people. I watch your TikTok videos a lot, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
You know, I went through. Sorry.
I was asking if you think maybe the older generation could take advantage of social media like you have.
They definitely can. Look at me, I'm the older generation.
There's a popular saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Well,
people find it difficult to adapt to technology. But sometimes they should seriously probably.
Oh yeah, it depends. You know, I think if you're an older person, older musician, you're in the creative arts and everything, then you have to learn to, you know. I went through some massive, painful surgery for prostate.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, and I remember after going through a lot, I said to myself, this is something that nobody pays attention to in Ghana. That is killing men. Prostate cancer is killing men. But you need to understand a few things and do a few checkups and you can really protect yourself, you know. So, as a matter of fact, one of my first TikTok things I did was, I think I titled it, my battle with prostate cancer.
Your battle with prostate
cancer. Yeah. I can't believe the response.
Wow.
It went viral.
I actually saw that video yesterday.
Well,
I saw that video
you saw it?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, but I was just like, okay, let me tell. I just wanted to create the awareness. You know, I couldn't have done this anywhere else. Like publish another film, the Daily Graphic. You know, so TikTok just like, and people were even sharing it on
stories.
Other platforms. People call me now. Oh, my father died with prostate cancer. Look, all the calls I'm getting. And letters and things about what to do, you know. And I realized online is really amazing. But if you choose to use it intelligently, you'll be amazed how far it can take you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. So I want us to backtrack a little bit, talking about the opportunities that exist in the comic industry tonight. So you said you find it very difficult to believe that maybe someone will come up and say, I'm a skit maker. I publish 1 or 2 skits and I'm able to buy a bed or build a mansion. I understand that. So we also want to find out from you what kind of opportunities actually opened up for you as a comedian in the industry.
What opened up for me was an amazing access to everything, and I think that was a combination of my levity and gravity touch that I was talking about. You know, I mean, back in the day when we had Jerry John Rollins was supposed to be this tyrant that, you know.
Yes.
I did a skit and he was there and I made it laugh and actually took part in the skit. And it was like, everyone was like, oh,
Wow.
you know.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm just using that as an example. He became one of my good friends.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know, not only him, but I don't know which of the leaders in Ghana that I couldn't call personally, just pick up my phone and call just to check out them. All of them.
That's
You know.
wonderful.
So the doors it opened was that it gave me access to anybody I wanted to know. You know, and so it really helps a lot, you know, in terms of
Yeah.
seeking sponsorships and things. Doors were like ready to be open because they've seen the show or they've heard about what I do and things like that. So I think that's what I benefit from the lot.
So a follow-up question. So did you envision this when you started out? Or what was the main reason why you went into comedy? Was it just make people laugh for that?
No, I actually was going to do my serious one-on-one play that became a comedy. And so when I realized that, hey, since we're enjoying this, and then many more. So I followed the saga of the returnee with my other big hit, Politically Incorrect.
Wow.
You know, Politically Incorrect, that's the show that Jija ended with his wife. You know, they told me backstage that Jija and his wife were there. I'm like, really? You know, I went there and just had them crack up.
You didn't know they were coming?
No, I didn't know they were coming. But I had changed the face of comedy to the extent that I actually made television commercials of my shows.
Wow.
Nobody was doing that then.
Wow.
No, you know. So when I was going to do the saga of the returnee, I had a friend of mine, Ramesh, Apex. He's another creative dude, you know. So Ramesh would sit there with me and we'd come up with a concept, and then we'll do the concept and put it on TV, which was very, very new. You know, nobody advertised comedy the way I did, so I took it to a whole new level. You know, there was one that I did, and at that time there was a lot of rift between the incoming president before and the outgoing president Rollins, you know. And then in my what do you call it? My promotion in my ad, I was an army man, you know, and I said, I put JJ here, and I put Kufo here, and I'm gonna shake hands. People just cracked down on this army guy who said, I'm going to bring them together to shake hands, you know. Silly things like this. But all of that just blew, you know. Yeah. So basically, I think I was very, very aggressive then with my marketing, and I did think that people normally wouldn't do for comedy, you know. Yeah.
So on the flip side, comedy has been a wonderful experience for you. But on the flip side, did you have any struggles when you started comedy? Because comedy is sort of a tough sell in Ghana. Sometimes it's really hard to make Ghanaians laugh because Ghana, your problems those.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's really hard to make Ghanaians laugh, and sometimes comedians complain that they do shows and no one is receptive. Did you have like issues?
Ghana is a tough audience. Very, very tough audience. I remember when I came at first. What year was this? Oh my goodness. Went to late 90s or somewhere there. And I went to the National Theatre and I spoke with the little director. And I said, I have a one-man play that I do, you know, had done something in New York that was a big hit.
Wow.
Oh yeah. By the way, I was the first, then, I don't know if it has changed, but in 1994 or 5, I was the first West African, or should I say the first African, to have done an original off-Broadway show in New York. Yes!
Broadway show.
And it was big. It was called The Plausible Confused Black Man. Anyway, that aside. So I knew I could do stuff. When I came to Ghana and I went to the National Theatre to sit down with them and tell them, I'd like to do the show at National Theatre. This is a show. And the person was like, oh, Ghana is different though. They don't like that kind of thing, you know. Completely discouraged me and said that they had a festival called Kidder Fest, right? So maybe they can find me some small spot on Kidder Fest.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can come and tell when they take a break on Kidder Fest, I can come and tell some stories, you know. And I said, really? You gotta be kidding, you know. So I said, okay, I guess I'll forget the National Theatre, you know. So I went to run the British Council Hall, and did everything, put the show there, you know. And my first show was attended, well, in terms of the paid ticket. British Council Hall at the time, I think it's 200 people or 250. The amount of paid tickets that came, that they were 13. Wow. But I was smart enough to give out so many complimentaries. Okay. You know, Ghanaians are free. They're free. Yeah, forgive me, you know. So when I performed with the British Council Hall, the whole place was packed. Yeah. I am mad. You know, the only tickets that I sold were 13. But I did the show, and trust me, they laughed and laughed and laughed and applauded, and when I finished, they gave me a standing ovation. And at that time, I thought, oh, by the way, next week, Friday, I'll be repeating the shows here. Trust me, that did it. Next week, Saturday, Sunday, the shows were sold out. Actual tickets box. You know. So I advise the youth sometimes, you know, if you believe in what you're doing and you know you can't do it, they say fake it till you make it, you know. I stopped, give away the tickets, let the place be crowded. And I knew that once the crowd came, I wouldn't disappoint them. And because they were not disappointed, they went and told other people and told other people, so that the next time it was sold out. You know. But yeah, the beginning was
rocky.
Yeah, and even I remember thinking, I wonder whether the Ghanaians will laugh at this. I had done my off-Broadway show at the US and things, and I've gotten used to the US since I came home. So I wasn't worried about the US or this. Like Ghana, you know.
No, they think that we like.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
But it became very successful, and it's the only show that I did close to 10 times at the National Theatre. Every show was sold out. Sack of the retaining.
Imagine if social media was back.
I wanted to ask that.
Social media, if it was.
Can you imagine?
Imagine the opportunities that would have opened up for you.
I didn't have social media then, just had my TV interviews and my newspaper advertisements. You know, can you imagine social media that day? Yes.
Massive.
So you shared that you need to capture the hearts of Ghanaians. Even way back, you capture the hearts and they really love what you do. You're able to sell out tickets 10 times and over. So, but then, you know, in a Ghana setting, we're very conservative people, we're very religious people, and we are known to have certain controversial religious beliefs, and you are quite outspoken about them. So, didn't you think that was kind of like a misnomer? How did people receive?
Oh, it's funny, like my views on religion that I'll express in maybe a one-on-one interview very, very different from the one you see on the stage. You know, I can make fun of certain things and you can definitely know where I'm coming from based on what I'm doing on stage. But the expression will be different than what I'm saying that one-on-one with people and talking like that, you know. So it's like the stage and comedy was a different medium for me. So when it got to that point, I knew how to balance it to present it. You know, there are certain thoughts and beliefs that I know will come there and laugh at it. You know? But I can even decide, say, well, wait, now we even go and watch a show.
You want to alienate your viewers.
I want to.
You didn't want to alienate your.
No. I just made sure I respected it. You know? I need you to buy my tickets. Why will I antagonize you? You know. So when you come in, I may say one or two things to make fun of what I'm talking about, and you will laugh. You know. But that wouldn't be the path for me to go all out. No, I never did that.
Because I've seen a few interviews of yours, and you're like, you don't really believe in the second coming of Jesus Christ and all that. And it's a topic that Ghanaians are really touchy about. So sometimes people approach you and ask you why
You asked me whether I got into trouble for my comedy. I said
Yes.
the only time
that.
I got into trouble wasn't
Okay,
the
so this was.
I think I get it.
It was me
Yeah.
taking on the then pastors and saying, you guys, you're deceiving people too much, you know. I got into some kind of trouble for that. But my whole view on religion is this, you know. I think religion is a path, you know. What I've said many times, when people I remember somebody asking, okay, so maybe you're an atheist. And I said, an atheist is the one who doesn't believe in God. That's an atheist. There may be any hope. There's no God. That's an atheist. I've never said that. What I've said, and will continue to say, is that the God that I believe in, the concept of God that works for me, is not the same concept in the Bible. That's what I say.
Yeah.
You know. So if your concept is the one in the Bible,
That's
praise
the
you. I'm okay with that.
That's nice.
Be happy with it.
Yeah.
You know, and be happy that I have a different concept. But I get a problem when people come and tell me, no, you have the wrong concept. You're going to hell. Why? Because the Bible said so. You know. So that's where I've had problems. Well, religion is a path. You know, it's just a path to the ultimate power. Some choose to go through Christianity because they believe that Jesus Christ says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. So if I want to go to that, this is my path. Muslims believe it's the path of Allah. Buddhists believe where their path is. Hindus believe where their path. So let people go the path that reflects their being, that they're happy with. I don't have a problem, you know. One time I went with my friend to the mosque and people came in, I was so surprised. I said, no, my friend invited me to, let's go, sure, let's go. It's a path, you know. So that's me, you know. So I just have not drawn that kind of distinctions. I just believe that the God that I serve is supreme. The God that I serve is smarter than me. But sometimes when I read the Bible, the God that they show me, I'm smarter than that God. I'm sorry. You know?
That's interesting.
Yeah, the Bible will tell me God knows everything. He's all-knowing. This is the great God. He knows everything. That's what the Bible says. And then the same Bible too will tell me that when God appointed Saul as king, Saul didn't do what he wanted. So God came and said, I regret that I made Saul king. I said, hold on. God regretted? The Bible has given me the impression that this is a God who knows everything. And that's what I want to believe, that I'm serving a God who knows everything, who knows more than me. But if at the end of the day, come to tell me that even that God I'm serving sometimes will make mistakes in his decisions, I'm not like to hear that. That's all. So me, if you can serve your God who regrets and everything, fine. More than Michelle. If you're happy serving a God who sometimes never can be on why confused, fine. I'm working with it. Just that I don't serve that kind of God. No.
So for you, the inconsistencies in the Bible are too much for you to follow. That's understandable.
Too much. Look at this. I don't remember exactly where that they say God had heard that. I think so. One where we were practicing homosexuality and everywhere. God said he had heard. So he's going to go down himself to go and find out if it is true. What kind of sensation? On your show, his head. So he's going. I'll find the scriptures in the two. So he's going to go and find out. Say, come on, man. Are you not diminishing God?
Yeah.
You are diminishing God. And I'm sitting here saying, no. The God that I know will not make such petty human mistakes. You want me atheist? You know? So that's the little that people don't understand about me. But I'm okay. My father was the head of the church.
Wow.
He's a moderator of the Christian church, the whole Christian church. No, head.
Wow.
You know, so I understand.
So you grew up in the church?
Yes. Yes. You know.
Along the line, you had questions, said you didn't really have access to the script.
Well, I question a lot, you know, and you could answer some, and then you would tell me, well, he will explain certain things to me. You know, that certain things are just what would it be? Symbols of things that we need to understand. And that those people that were writing the Bible at some point didn't even understand symbols. They just wrote them all that this is what God said. You know. I mean, little things. You know, but I hate the when people say, I am discouraging Christians. Somebody actually sent me a, what did he send? Was it a text or WhatsApp or something? That God appeared to him in a dream, and God is not very happy with me because I'm misleading people. So God has given him a message to tell me. So he sent me a text for me to give him my address. So I sent a text back. I said, why did God give you where I live? He should be able to tell you. Let me tell you, if I don't pay. Hey, how did you find out here? Oh, if you're correct, get some on the board, and you won't say, remember, I direct. Really? But you know, you're sending me a text, I should give you directions to another. God wants you to come and talk to me. And he will give you directions.
God should have sent the message himself to you.
Thank you. So, that's all.
So, there's someone who has a lot of interest in our societal issues, Ghanaian issues. Do you believe religion is one of the, because a lot of people believe religion is sort of a canker in Africa and in Ghana. Are you also of the opinion that religion is a major problem in Ghana, or
put it this way, it's
the path?
Misapplication of religion has led to a very crazy path.
Yeah.
You know, ordinarily, religion is good. Ordinarily, because the purpose of religion is to help humanity to go through the trials of life.
Okay.
Because Charlie, this life can mess you up. Charlie, this life, what this life can do to you, you ain't feed that. Let me tell you. The same life too can give you some amazing things that you can't believe. A bogo wife will say, Charlie, let me tell me. You know, so that is life. It is random. It can mess you up big time and put you down, and it can glorify you big time and put you up. It's the same thing called life. But life is random. The purpose of religion, whether Christianity, Muslim, whatever, is to make sure that in the times of the randomness things, when we are really messed up, comes as a buffer for you to rely and keep you calm and help you through that crisis. So if religion is taught very well, at the end of the day, it helps people in that moment of crisis. Because life is full of crisis. You know, so the religion is there to help you, you know. Yeah. Christians will say, no matter what, you give thanks to God. You know, that is the extreme end. No matter how you are paid, or say, only God knows, so give thanks to God. Basically, it's just telling you that know that there's some superior being somewhere, and if you relax and count on that person, you go through your problems. But not literally saying thank you. You know, if as an example like this is a friend of mine who couldn't give birth for a long time and finally adopted this beautiful girl. This girl was adorable. I'm talking all the way back when I was in Tokyo, you know. Beautiful girl, the girl grew up to be a beautiful girl. And one day, unfortunately, this drunken driver came to knock this beautiful adopted girl on the street. You know? And the woman went to the pastor and said, God will give you this beautiful thing that you're so happy about, you're so thankful, and then let the drunken driver come and take it. That will be so painful. Oh! God gave for some drunken driver to that child's life. You know, but religion is there to let you say, no matter what, you know, God will help you through. It has the purpose. But we have misapplied religion to the extent that we now think religion should do what they're not supposed to do. All process are not good. We mess up the economy so bad. The city is dangling like crazy, then we are praying in church for the city to rise. It's comedy. These are distinguished pastors
and people
praying for the city 2 hours. And in that same church, I know of economists, bankers in that church who know that when the city is falling, there must be economic reasons and the solution is different. We are not church saying amen, hallelujah, amen. That is why religion is getting such a bad rap, because it's been misapplied. If religion is being taught the way it should be, no matter what religion it is, it's supposed to help you and hold you back in the practice of life. That's the original principle of religion.
Some people are of the opinion that religion is the opium of the masses. Do you think religion accounts for Africans or, let me say, Ghanaians being less depressed than people in the West? Because I think Ghanaians mentally are very resilient, because no matter what happens, we don't really hear of suicide cases or depression as much as you hear about maybe in the US or in the UK. Do you think religion helps with that?
Oh, definitely. There are certain things that are so mind-boggling, but people go down and it will help them through it. That's why I said religion is really there for you when you're at that moment, But when you get to that point where you don't want to even use your brains to think, because everything is going to be done by God, that's where the issue is.
Thank you so much, sir. So when you say Independence Day, they are all celebrating, people are going places, having fun. But I think it's also a time for us to actually reflect on how far we have come as a nation, and we being the youth, how we are also going to steer the affairs of the nation when given the opportunity. So at this point, we would like you to share a message to the African youth out there. What message do you have for us today, Independence Day?
Well, today is Independence Day. We've been in the country for 66 years. And normally, around this time, I would have been very, very, very happy if we're talking about a different region. We're talking about Ghana with an amazing health system. We're talking about Ghana with an educational system that was on the roll. We're talking about Ghana with an economy that was buoyant. We're talking about Ghana with a land of growth and prosperity. I would have loved that. But we are not. 66 years, we're talking about a Ghana where at this time we still have windows of schools on the trees, the healthcare system. I told you I got prostate cancer. And I received my treatment outside of Ghana. And it was just amazing. The healthcare system that I went through. And so you're right, have you ever seen it? We have the doctors, we have the brains, and at the same time we have allowed ourselves to be demoralized to the extent that we don't even know what our full capacity is as a nation. 2 years. And so here we are, 66 years, we're still wallowing in this. But the thing is, you cannot give up to it. And when I see young ones like you, I'm hopeful. Thank you. I am, I'm hopeful. We had the cedars that reached. We've handed over the baton to you guys. So we are now at the back, watching you. And all we can edge on is run with the baton, because it's a race. And don't let that baton fall. Just make sure you have the baton in the hand to give it to the next person to finish this really race. But basically, I think you have disappointed the youth, my generation. I feel my generation has disappointed the youth to a very large extent. But from the other hand, it is your generation too that has entered the realm of online. And with online, all the mistakes that we did, all the sins we have committed against you, you can repair them easily. So I'm just hoping that the youth will now really acclimatize themselves with the magic that you can achieve online and make up for the production loss, the long break. And if you do, I'm telling you, you will get to places that will open your own minds.
Right, that's middle. So then, speaking about the youth, giving the youth opportunity, watching the youth who are now about to take on the baton from the older generation. I don't know if you are familiar with the political climate what's going on in Nigeria, the Indians, considering the elections and all that. And it seems that the youth are actually ready to take on the baton, but it doesn't look like the older generation is ready to relinquish power, so to speak, to them. So their president-elect Tinubu is quite old, and some people are saying that he didn't come to power through the right means. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the older generation still trying to take up leadership positions, which probably would have been better for the younger generation to take on. Understand?
I think the surprising thing is the majority of you guys that vote are young. So I don't know why you pick Democrat. The voters are your age group. You know, you hold the key to the electoral successes, you know. But somehow, unless it's being rigged or what, I don't know. But somehow you seem to love the old man. You know, look at Biden, he's still not coming back again. So by the time they go into the other election, Biden, what, it is something. I don't know if he's thinking about coming. That's going on. You know, look at Bernie Sanders, how old he was. But you see the amount of votes he was carrying. So I think I have to ask you guys to tell me, you know, what is it about the old folks that you guys like so much? Do you trust them more? Or
I think some of the political figures, they focus on the youth when they are giving their messages. They make a lot of promises that they are probably not going to fulfill. But the youth are also looking for an avenue to also make it out somehow. So anyone that is going to bring the idea that they are going to save them or they are going to make their lives better, I think they would go with that.
Understandable. It's very, very possible that of all the campaign messages, maybe they have listened to this is the one that can save us. But I'm telling you, anybody who is 30 times older than you can't save you. They probably need you to give advice on what to do, you know, but they can't see it. So it's something that I don't understand that trend. I'm 66, maybe 20 years now I'll be running for president for my life. No, I'm just kidding. But that's how ridiculous the things have become.
They should have.
And for me, when you elect a old person to be president, all that you're planning is you're giving them just a license to enjoy retirement benefits. You know. So retirement benefits will really be beer. They're going home. There's nothing else to do, okay, and go out for president.
So you don't think that old people they have the capacity to lead our nation or to lead in general?
The world has become digital and dynamic. So the world belongs to those who understand that dynamism, who can move the world in this digital space for that kind of dynamism. And I don't think there's too much space for the old people in that kind of world.
So you believe there should be a transition towards the younger generation if Ghana is going to make strides in its development?
Yeah, I think so. So can we expect from KSM going forward?
Well,
anything in the pipeline called I think it's
come to Cactus Creek and visit me here.
Okay. So you want Cactus Creek?
Pardon?
You want Cactus Creek?
My wife and I do.
Wow, kids, that's been strong.
My wife and I do. You know, so at this age, I mean, talking, the noise. We are here, we are we miss me hotel, that means I'm very
You really have a lovely place here. Yeah, lots of favorite.
Not this
beautiful place. I like the way you're able to actually blend this with the natural environment.
Yes.
Yeah, so it doesn't look out of place at all. The greenery is there, it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
You didn't sacrifice the land for the hotel. You actually blended the hotel with the environment.
So I urge our viewers to try and visit Cactus Creek in the mountains of February. You have a wonderful time here. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you too.
It's been an honor. It's been a great privilege having you here, sharing this exclusive with us. We are really honored to have.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Okay. So you're cool?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's enlightening and insightful.
Yeah. Very nice experience.
So when it's ready, share it in our various social media platforms and I'm going to tag. I don't know if you're active on Twitter.
Yeah.
Tag.
KSM. KSM. I'll send it to you. I have Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, I'm everywhere.